You know how the elite are trying to clog our pineal gland, and they'll do whatever they can to try to keep you from talking to God, and it doesn't work. So look at the skies that are completely covered up, day in and day out. The elite are trying. Bowie, what are you doing? They look at God as being above our dome, and the dome, it really represents God's third eye. You know, the earth. God is looking through the earth at everybody. The elite said, well, if we cover up God's third eye, he won't be able to see what we're doing. Because he's looking down at earth, right? That's his third eye. And he's looking, and it's foggy. Hey, light. It's foggy. So the elite are trying to turn the lights out on God's third eye. And see, but here's the problem, though. God can still see even if his third eye has been covered up. You know, like with chemtrails and clouds and fakery and all kinds of shit. And then the same thing with the fluoride. They're trying to clog up our pineal gland because they're trying to get God from seeing us, and then they're trying to get us from contacting him because they think that if God can't see us, he can't hear us. Like, I can't make this up. This is exactly what they're doing. It's hilarious when you figure these things out. Like, man, what makes you think the earth is literally God's third eye? I pushed record, and it came to mind just like that. It's quite a similarity, right? They're trying to clog up our third eye by saying it's evil. Come on, like, can you just stay on? Hold on. All right. That sure could get pretty annoying. So you have an eye right here. Everything that they can do possibly to try to clog it up, to try to distort the antenna, your connection to God, they want to do that to us. And they literally think, because think about, I remember a Muslim dude, right? And I think it's true. I said this before, but he would only smoke a cigarette inside of the car with tinted windows, because that way, Bowie, you're not going in. Get used to being out here. He just wants to hurry and get in. So in other words, he thought that if he got into a car with tinted windows, that his God wouldn't be able to see him smoking cigarettes. Which reminded me, as I was pushing record, that same thought popped in my head, and going to what the elite's plan is and how they think, because that's how they truly think, just like that. They think that they can hide in freaking caves. You know what I mean? So it kind of proves it right there also. They hide in caves, and they'll only try to do things in secret, like in the basement. They think that God can't see them in the basement, so that's why they do their little rituals down there, and all the other shit that you guys do. That's coming to an end real soon. Yeah, it's bad news for you, but it's really good news. I mean, we're actually telling you good news, but you know, you come in like a lamb, right? You come in with the message the loving, kind, it's for your own good type message, we try to kindly tell you this out of love in our heart. But it gets to a point after 7 days, after 7 days, when, like the flood is coming in 7 days. And in 7 days, the flood will, it'll prevail for 150 days. It'll rain 40 days, 40 nights. You'll be tested. You will be tested. The number 40 always represents testing. It can mean 40 literal days, or it can also mean testing, or it can mean both. And they're both true. So we come in giving you the message from God in a loving, kind way, like a lamb. But here's the thing. After 7 years, when the flood was about 7 years away, and you had 7 days to get into the ark because the floods were going to come, Noah was also born. He had his 600th birthday on the 2nd month and the 17th day. And then that's when the floods came. Then it talks about where he has his 601st. And it says in the first day, the first month, the first day of that month. So it makes you think January, it makes you think April. They're the two time periods that you would think. Or you think on that exact day, the first month of that day, which is his birthday, the 601st day, he has a birthday from the 600th day, and then in the 601st year, the 600th year to 601st year, I'm sorry, where the flood started at 6 trumpet, 6 evening, at 6, period. So there's a full year. There's a full year from the time that the flood started, because Noah had 7 days. There's a couple verses. Wait, let me show you. Numbers 14:34 or 33. And your children shall wander in the wilderness 40 years, and bear your whoredoms until your carcasses be wasted in the wilderness. After the number of the days in which you search the land, even 40 days, each day for a year, shall ye bear your iniquities, even 40 years, which is 40 days, and ye shall, or it's 40 years, and ye shall know my breach of promise. Here's another one, Ezekiel 4:5. For I have laid upon you the years of their iniquity, according to the number of days, 390 days. So shalt thou bear the iniquity of the house of Israel. And when you have accomplished them, lie again on the right side, and thou shalt bear the iniquity of the house of Judah 40 days, and I have appointed each day for a year. So it's going to be, I think a lot of people can agree that believe the Bible, is it's going to be the same as it was in the days of Noah. The same exact pattern is going to happen. And when we were warned, I was warned, other people were warned, not too many people even believed it. I happen to be one of them. I had a warning about Judgment Day coming from God, from somebody that I believe is telling the truth. And I don't have to convince anybody that that's my faith, is knowing that there's certain people that come along that you listen to, that makes sense, that resonates with you. So when Harold Camping warned us, well, funny thing is I still got this book here. It's like gold to me. Just to me. You can call it fool's gold all you want, but this here is gold to me. So I'm going to go over that. And I know Harold Camping always talked about May 21st being the second month and the 17th day of the month. And the 7th month and the 17th day of the month was October 21st. And that was according to, I believe it's the Hebrew calendar. So we were warned 7 full years ago, going into the 8th. We're still in the 7th year from the warning. And May 21st, 2011, coming up May 21st, 2019, is exactly, obviously, 8 years. Noah was given the warning 7 years ahead of time. 7 years ahead, not 7 days, 7 years he had. How do you think he knew what to do within a 7-year period? How are you supposed to get everything in order in 7 days when God's like, oh, hey, Robin, yeah, you got 7 days. Well, what? 7 days? Come on, guy, can't you give me like 7 years? You know what I mean? So we were given 7 years of a warning ahead of time. It's the same as it was in the days of Noah, when he was 600 years old exactly on the second month and the 17th day of the month. And then on his 601st year, the self-same day, okay, the self-same day, 601st year, the self-same day is, you might as well just replace that with the second month, the 17th day. The self-same day. Look it up yourself. Look up Genesis chapter 7 and of the 8th chapter, and you'll see exactly the similarities that we're going through right now for the past 7+ years. And that's just facts. That's a fact. You don't have to believe anything, but you can look it up, and it's a fact. So 7 years later, May 21st, 2018, well, I have that tablet for a reason. Let me, anyway, maybe I'll, either way, I have that tablet written where it shows the 7 years, the 70 years, everything that lines up with the number 7. 7 trumpets, 7 seals, and the 7th year of God's judgment, the warning. So what happened on May 21st into midnight of May 22nd of 2018? Besides, the floods coming, the Pope said it's okay to be gay, all right? Because, hey, God made you that way, all right? It's okay to be gay. And then Obama, the other actor, put out there that they were implementing the chip in the military, the mark of the beast, their interpretation of the mark of the beast, not mine. So that mark of the beast that they're showing, that all happened May 22nd, 2018. And exactly 7 years before that, remember Tornado Joplin that happened on May 22nd, 2011, after everybody mocked Harold Camping? I did videos on that. Just look up Joplin Tornado. It'll say it, May 22nd, 2011. The next 3 days, tore apart the middle United States. I believe that was a real tornado by God. I believe the rest are not. And I believe that's when God got the elite's attention the first time. Now it's my turn to get your guys' attention in the end. I'm just helping the, I'm of the 7th and of the 8th also. So I'm just reminding people what we were talked about, what we were told, what Harold Campbell talked about, which was God's judgment is upon the earth. Christ is coming, and that's exactly what happened. Christ started to rise up in at least 144,000 in the last 7 years. Think about, where were you 7 years ago? I wasn't on YouTube, not at all. I wasn't on social media at all. I never had an account with anything. I tried MySpace once, but that was like nothing. So I wasn't thinking about getting on YouTube at all. And some people weren't thinking about making videos either. But thank God I got on YouTube to make videos, because I also met a few really good friends and a lot of Klingons. A lot of Klingons. All these Klingons, it's like there's so many of them. When you just imagine them, like with your third eye, you just sit like here. I'm sitting up on a chair right here. I just kind of imagine that they're all out there, and they're all like they're all the leaves, and all those leaves are like, hey, Robin, hey, Robin's Hood, Robin, you're false, Robin, Batman, Robin, don't stay away from your third eye, Robin, hey, over here, Robin. It's like, man, relax, kids, all right? You'll know what Papa's talking about. Look, I got to let you guys be you guys still. I'm letting evil be evil still, the righteous be righteous still. Look, do what you got to do, okay? I'm not watching your videos, all right? I don't care what you put in the title. I just don't care. I already heard what the fuck you guys are talking about before. It's filthy conversation. You can't change my mind with anything. I still love you guys. I really, really do. I still do. I love you guys. That's why I'm telling you what Father is telling me, okay? He's giving us the heads up. We're listening to him, you know what I mean? Because no matter how much they try to clog our third eye, it doesn't work. And let me tell you a secret. It's not working, okay? You're trying to cover God's third eye, our entire planet, with the dome, you know what I mean, like the lens. You're trying to fog it up, man. God can still see us and hear us because he's right here. And no matter how much you try to clog this up, you can't. No matter how much you guys try to get involved with people that I know are real decent brothers and sisters, you can't. There's nothing you can do. So we're just looking out for you. And there's no way you can stop God from having a connection with us. And you can't stop us from having a connection with God. It's impossible. And you guys are seeing that firsthand. You trolls, you don't really know any better. A lot of you are just thinking everything's going to continue and just be like nothing's going to change. Oh, man. No, it's going to change big time. And so, yeah, we're in the 7th year. And that flood that Noah was talking about, it happened with the number 6. It happened the 6th, 100th year of his life. And the floods were upon the earth. Then you got to figure out, where is it talking about 40 days? Is it talking about 40 days? Is it talking about a testing period? Is it talking about 150 days? 15 cubics high, right? Isn't that the same? The ark went up 15 cubics. Now that I'm thinking of that too. So the 15 to 150 days, they're kind of connected too. So what does that mean? If it rose up 15 cubics, then that means the height grew. So the ark was rising. You are Christ, Christ, R-I-S, rise. Christ rose up. The word rise is in Christ, the word Christ. He rises among the dead. He has risen among the dead. Whether he rose both ways, spiritually, physically, or just one, either way, and I'm saying he rose both, either way, he rose from among the dead. And that's what's happening with us. And now, remember when Christ rose, he still taught for 40 days and 40 nights before he ascended. Keep that in mind when it comes to the number 40, and when it comes to the number 150 and then 153 fish. 153 is 3 more than 150. There's 3 days of darkness somewhere along the lines. So I'm telling you, the flood has already been here. And just like Enoch lived 365 exact years to represent the perfect year, one full year, 365 days in a year. And so there's 1 year, a perfect year. He went up alive. Now, however you take that, you take it literally, spiritually, or both. It's usually like both with everything. It's a literal sense and it's a spiritual sense. And your spiritual sense, you understand it with this third eye that they're trying to clog up and they can't. See, that's how you understand the spiritual sense. The Pharisees, the Sadducees mainly, they look at things literal. So I'm going to look at it literally too. They are literally covering the skies up there. And that dome represents God's eyeball. So just take the eyeball, flip it upside down, right? There's the eyeball, and it's God's third eye. So he can literally see us that way, but he also knows and sees everything that we see too, including the elite. The ones that think they can hide in the caves, you can't, all right? You have a third eye too. I know you're listening to what Satan's telling you to do because your third eye is a little bit foggy, you know. You guys are trying to clog up God's third eye. Your third eye is literally foggy. Okay? You guys are literally covering up God's third eye, which is the earth. But you can't cover up his third eye that's in all of us, dummy. That's what I've been trying to tell you. Father knows what you guys are doing at all times. He's going to turn you around, but you have to learn the hard way. That's what happens with little brothers. They get smacked by their big brother because their big brother actually loves them, and he's just trying to, tough love. The only time the family, all right, Tyler, is going to get back together is when you guys are clean. That's the only time. In the meantime, you can be family. If you ain't following God's ways, see ya. See ya later. Later on, when you're on the ball, and the ball's in your court. So we can take it to the court of law if you want to, or the law of God. Okay, so God knows best. So that's where we're at with you guys. Just trying to help yous out. So that flood started 7 years ago. We had the warning that the flood is coming. The modern day Noah, to an extent, Jonah warned us about something that nobody's seen, except for the ones that can see afar off. Only those certain individuals can see afar off. And I was fortunate enough to stumble across Harold Camping's radio channel on the radio back in 2008. I heard a voice that I wanted to listen to, and I listened. And that's why everybody is hanging on my coattails. Okay? I'm just saying it's a fact. It's not something where, oh, hey, Robin has a big head. No, I'm just looking at the people that are like leaves trying to get my attention with everything. For what reason? I'm just one person. What is it that I have that you guys need my attention? What is it that I have that you guys are crying out for attention with? I mean, you're like, Robin, hey, false prophet, look, hey, let Robin, hey, look, Robin. It's purposed that way by God. You guys have to pay attention to what God's children, how they conduct themselves. Even when they... Shut up, dog. See, that's a dumb dog, in my opinion. One that just goes outside and barks all the time. Unless if there's something to bark about. I like the dogs that are prudent. Oh, man. I love the dogs that have a prudent tongue, okay? Because they go outside, they do their business, they see a squirrel, whatever, who cares? They don't sit there and do what that dog is doing, all right? They bark when it's necessary. You know, kind of like when... It's like a kid that... it's like a kid that kind of talks too much, and you try to tell him, like, look, kid, I love you and everything, but can you kind of shut up? You know what I mean? When you have something important to talk about, we'll talk about it. Nah, it worked, though. It worked in the end. So anyway, all these people that are trying to get my attention is freaking amazing. It truly is amazing. And I don't even watch you guys' videos. I don't even watch them. You guys have to watch me. All the time. You even have to fast forward, like Gary Perry over there. He has to kind of fast forward through my videos. He still is listening to the words, but he has to get it to where it's like 25 minutes instead of 33. Right, Gary? So it's a shame that you guys got to pay such close attention, all of you, which is one person. I don't even understand it. It's like, God, is that how powerful you really are? They're using a whole army to come against small people, like small amount of people. I wonder what they know. I mean, it must be amazing what these people know. Like, what the fuck? Why doesn't he watch our videos, Steve? Huh? Steve, your supervisor's coming after you, ain't he? He's like, Steve, stop fucking making videos, idiot. You're making yourself look stupid. That's why you sat back, you know, after your 8th year of December 24, 2018. Your 8th full year. And then 7 days later, we're into that, getting ready to go into that 8th year. So yeah, I know what's going on with you guys, and you guys know that I know what's going on with you guys. I know that you guys are watching me at every moment, every angle that you possibly can. I know you're listening on all the conversations. Oh, I was talking to Justin on the phone. It was actually 3 hours straight. It was exactly 3 hours. You guys cut us off after the 3rd exact hour. I looked at the phone. I'm like, man, that's pretty interesting that you can just talk to somebody for 3 hours and actually get information like, yeah, that makes sense. Yep. Yeah, I didn't think of that. Man, it's like click, 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 click. So I can imagine how all of you 450 false prophets out there are getting really upset because you can't break true brothers and sisters apart. You can't. But you guys communicate with each other all the time. And when we do, we just get better information because it's about helping you people who just won't listen. You won't listen. You will listen. You will find out the hard way. Trust me. I didn't say or don't. I said, trust me. There ain't another option. There ain't a or don't. I mean, do what you want, but I'm telling the truth. I know I'm telling the truth. You guys know I'm telling the truth. Just like that view count. It's pretty interesting. Now, I can see that the things I say, I can see it turns people away, for sure. But I also see that there's a Walmart video out there that gets a continual 4,000 views each day and 1,000 subscribers every month. Now, when you're looking at the view count, all right, it only gets less and less continually. Like, hey, over the next 150 days, the gospel will decrease continually. Those view counts will be abated, okay, until it's dried up from off the face of the earth. Now, I'm seeing that the count is going down and down and down and down, but yet my subscription list, oh my God, 1,000 subscribers every month? So you mean to tell me that not only are the 1,000 subscribers every single month not watching any of my new videos, but on top of that, I'm talking about things that are turning people off so much that they're even leaving my channel. That's what you're trying to tell me, YouTube? Okay, hey, that's fine, right? Because I know there's about 1,000 people watching every single time, at least. If not, here's how I look at it. This is why you can't rattle me. Here's how I look at it. If that's not the case, and I get down to where there's only one view, well, guess what? I have finished my testimony, because my message is to you guys in the end anyway. Everybody else that listens is just, it's a benefit, that's all. You get the benefit of hearing somebody that's telling you the damn truth. Period. And on top of that, I don't have that ego where I'm like, oh my God, I need a certain amount of views, and my OCD will kick in and say, all right, good job, Robin. No. My message from God is to the elite. All right. We are in the 7th year since we were warned about that flood. And that started again on May 22nd, 2018. 2 times confirmation, 3 times with the 7th year since we were warned about it. 3 to God's purpose. The number 3 is God's purpose. So we have a full year in Noah's 601st year, the first day of the month, the first day of that month. Not the Hebrew, not the first day of that month is the time frame that we're talking about.